The idea behind the breakaway flasher system is it stops the flasher from being a flasher and dragging against the water. So instead of the flasher laying horizontally with the water, the breakaway turns the flasher vertical and allows a direct connection from mainline to the leader. You're going to need some stainless steel wire, heat shrink, a swivel, and some rubber tubing. You can also apply some super glue to the wraps and to the hole. It's important to note this is the wire that's going to hold your fish, so you want to make sure this wire connection is solid. The second way to attach the wire is just to go around the ring and wrap the wire a couple times. The end of the wire is pretty sharp, so to stop your fishing line from getting cut on it, you want to slide some heat shrink tubing and heat the tubing with a torch or candle to secure it. Next step is either to remove this ring completely or take off the swivel and the barrel swivel and keep the ring. Cut this off. Put a hole through this end. So now we want to see if we're sure or not. I think we're okay. This is what it should look like. And now we slide the shrink wrap wrap them back on the wire. This is our terminal gear for our leader. Now we're attaching a swivel, the barrel swivel, to the split ring. Attach that on there, put it all together. Alright, there we go. So we got this hardware that goes to our leader. This wire attaches to the top of our flasher, and this barrel swivel acts as our release that snaps into our rubber hose. So this is the point where you'd go and push in your barrel swivel into your rubber hose, and this acts as your temporary attachment. There you go. So while the flasher is working and spinning, it's attached to the flasher. The hardware is attached to the flasher. A different way to rig the bottom portion to simply cut the ring off. Slide it through the hole on one side. And just tie it off. Fighting a fish, pulls off. Now you're not fighting flasher. You have a direct line connection, and your flasher can just hang around. Problem with having a flasher is you're fighting the flasher, and there's a lot of drag, as it's intended to have. When it's sitting like this in the water flat, it's pulling down and spinning around at the same time. So when the flasher is now vertical, it's not dragging in the water, and you have a direct connection to the fish. A little bit easier fighting the fish, and you lose a few less fish. You can play around with your different connections here. There's different ways to rig it here. You can also just shove your hose into this fitting and then super glue this. That's your attachment point. So when you got a fish, the rubber hose provides resistance to hold it in place while it's spinning, while your flasher's spinning. The rubber and the swivel stay together, but when you get enough pull, the fish pops it out of the hose, and now you're fighting just the line and not the resistance of the flasher on the water. One important note is when you're cutting the wire, you want to make sure the wire extends past the flasher, because you want some slack in the wire. You don't want it tight like that. If you keep it tight, when there's the fish and it pulls on the wire, there's no slack to allow it to pop off your hose. So it's important to leave the wire a little bit long, so there's a little bit of play, a little bit of slack. So when I'm pushing this in the hose, the wire bends a little bit, so that gives enough slack. So I pushed it back in, so my wire has a little bit of a bend to it. Sits sideways flat like that. When a fish grabs your lure, pulls, and pops the wire off the hose, and now you're fighting just the fish and not the flasher. So here's a system that you can buy from the store. They come separate from the flasher, and so basically the same thing as my breakaway system. On the main leader line, it's got the ring, it's got a split ring to a wire, and then on the other side the wire has the same thing, a solid ring, and then they use these beads as the connection point to the flasher. And then again, you've got your barrel swivel with your snap on the other end. So same, here's the store version, and here's the version I made. Basically the same thing. Same thing. You got a swivel here instead of these beads, plastic printed, or these hard plastic. I don't know what they used. So same idea. On the bottom portion of the flasher, they kept the solid ring, and then you snap on this mechanism that fits this piece that pops in there. You can adjust the tension by tightening this bolt. It's got a lock nut on there. Same thing. Pops. On their flasher, they have a little bit more space, so where it connects to, their wire is a little bit past the flasher. You can see how long the wire is. So when you make this connection, when you connect their hardware together, you've got a bit of extra wire. So you can see how much wire's there. On this one, I left the wire shorter, but it still works. I pull this back and it snaps off. So the most important thing is just to leave it past the flasher minimum an inch. Any shorter, it's not going to work. That super glue is holding really well. I got it super glued. I just shoved the hose into that hole, glued it on both sides. If this hose ever wears out, you can just drill this out put a new hose and glue it back in, and you've got it working again. There we go. That's a used breakaway system. See what happens after a while? Because this is not a solid wire, after a while the line gets all tangled up. So this is a brand new store-bought breakaway system, and that's a used one. This is our breakaway system that I just made. This is a brand new one. Never been in the water. And this is one that's used. It stays straight. Now you're fighting the fish and not the flasher. Fighting the flasher. Not fighting the flasher. $15. 15 cents. Your flasher doesn't have a light? No light, no problem. Put on a breakaway system on your flasher. Buy one of these waterproof lights on Amazon and slide it on, put it onto your wire. 2 split rings on there. So all you have to do is open up the split ring, put it on the wire, now you have a light on your flasher. One reason why I like to put on this light versus replacing this light is because that light is $1 and that light is $12 or $13.